At a time when the ever-present threat of terrorism looms, you'd think we'd be getting tougher on who we let into Australia. Well, it seems not. In fact, a number of fake refugees have been allowed to stay here despite being caught holidaying, even getting married, in the country they say they were forced to leave.
I'm sick in my stomach when I hear this. This is a warning call for Australia.
Wise up, harden up, and say no more man monuses, no more of these circumstances.
I think people believe that we're being taken for a ride.
There is something fishy is going on. These people are not refugee or asylum seekers.
No more fake Iranian refugees.
The lives were never at risk, so basically they've lied to the Australian public.
I warned the Australian government. I did before. I'm warning now.
The last place you'd expect to see an asylum seeker who had come to Australia on a protection visa is back at the airport check-in gate. But here is exactly where a number of refugees have come. Why? To holiday in the very country they claim to have escaped.
If they are real, genuine refugees, they should get their refugee status as asylum seekers. But if they are not, they have to be deported. They are hammering in
Iranian refugee advocate Cyrus Sarang is disgusted at revelations boat people who claimed political asylum in Australia have travelled back to the Middle East for holidays and weddings and kept their visas.
Taking for a ride, manipulating the system, and they go back to Iran and they marry, according to the Sharia law or Islamic law, get a woman here. Sometimes, they bring the bad culture.
Well, it's unbelievable that after the Man Monis tragedy, a fake Iranian refugee who got into Australia and caused the Lindt Cafe siege and the 2 tragic deaths, that we'd be repeating the mistake. So you need people to speak the language.
Labor leader turned talk show host Mark Latham says the Australian border has been treated as an open highway by migrants walking in the footprints of terrorists.
These are fake refugees. One of these characters has gone back to Iran 3 times on one of those occasions to get married there. He started his honeymoon in Iran. He's under no threat of persecution whatsoever, so don't give us the BS about persecution in Iran if you go back there 3 times.
Most Australians would see this as a fault of the legal system.
Journalist Keith Moore broke the story in News Corp papers this morning, revealing the Administrative Appeals Tribunal, or AAT, has ignored the decision of Immigration Minister Peter Dutton to cancel the visas of fake Iranian refugees on no less than 6 occasions.
The minister in each case wanted to kick them out, and the minister had access to all of the information, and then they appeal against that decision for reasons known only to the AAT. The AAT member in each case overrode the minister, gave them their visas and allowed them to stay, and they're all still here.
Whoever's on this tribunal, get rid of them. How about we put on some of the survivors from the Lindt Cafe siege, put them on the tribunal?
The AAT is asleep. They don't know what these Iranian people they're actually up to.
Sarang, who gave evidence at the Lindt siege inquest, knows better than most how dangerous a porous border can be after trying to warn the Australian government that Man Monis was up to no good.
He came to me for protection, to get a support letter as an Iranian community here, but I didn't accept him. I didn't trust him at all. But I do believe there are, few people are, hidden in this country, and they are waiting for the opportunity.
We are going to clamp down, continue to clamp down on these sorts of practices.
Peter Dutton has promised to do what he can to prevent Australian generosity being thrown back in our faces, and may use his ministerial powers to quash the tribunal's decisions.
I'm really frustrated by the process, and I believe people should have their fair day in court, but I don't think the Australian taxpayer should be taken for a ride.
From all directions, the message is clear. The vacation is over for those who thought Australia was just a lie away.
And again, they went back and visited the same country. So that's why they are lying and spying. They bring shame and shamble to the community and even Australian government as well.
Immigration Minister Peter Dutton says there are still 30,000 asylum seekers waiting to have their applications assessed.